Washington, D.C., on up the East Coast. Brianna Buzzle brought her 2 kids to the beach to beat the heat near Portland, Maine.
So the breeze is awesome. It's so much better. I'll throw them in, then I'll go chase them, pretend like I'm a lifeguard. Baywatch, same old thing.
The high there today, 95. Ford is recalling 132,000 SUVs that could be a danger to other cars and trucks on the road. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
The problem is with parts that can fly off of 2020 to 25 model year Lincoln Aviators. Those parts could strike other vehicles and cause a crash. Ford blames the problem on what it calls insufficient adhesive retention. Dealers will inspect the vehicles and make any needed repairs.
The Dow is up 250 points. NASDAQ ahead 202. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna. Flagship station for MTSU Sports. We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning edition of the Roundtable Show with Rick and Wayne. And come to you every Tuesday morning here at WGNS Studios in Murfreesboro. And Mr. Wayne, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. Glad to see you back.
I'm back.
Missed you.
Put the suntan lotion away. I'm back. Well, actually, the umbrella and galoshes.
Well, I was going to say, you got to hang out with buds and got to take the horses and hope you had some relaxation and time away from work.
I did. It was a good time. Fun 8 days.
There was a song back in the 80s, "The Heat Is On." I can't get it out of my brain the last couple of days. It is so hot out there.
It went from nothing to this.
Oh, yeah.
You figure we were in June and we had still not hit 90 degrees. And I think it was like June 4th or 5th before we hit 90. And now here we are at 95, 96 heat index. Ooh. I think today it's going to be around 105. So.
Yeah. It just, and my concern was that when we were getting all this rain, it was so cool that it'd get us on the back end with possibly some drought condition, and I wasn't expecting the heat get this bad this quick. So,
right.
But here we go.
Here we go.
So, Rick, we got a fun show this morning. People that we enjoy being with, and we get to promote or help promote a long-running program with the town of Smyrna. I think the official title is the Sister Cities program, and we have 3 representatives here with us this morning. Someone I've known just about all her life because I graduated high school with her sister. We have Amy Wise, a longtime educator and with Central Office as well, and Mark Michelson, fellow Rotarian, real estate mongrel. Is that how you say it, mongrel or mongrel?
Either one's good.
and the daughter of past Rotary president, Morgan Surratt, which we're hoping she'll say something to embarrass her dad before the show's over. But welcome everybody, and looking forward to hearing about the Sister City program this morning. Amy, you want to talk about yourself a bit?
Sure. I'm a retired educator, all my years in Rutherford County, 17 in the classroom and 24 at the central office. I am a native of Smyrna. I built my home on the family farm. I love Smyrna. I love to promote things that Smyrna's doing. As far as being on the Sister City Committee has been a joy. I've been part of that since 1997 when we hosted the first Zama students that came over. Munea Takahashi was our student, and then in 98 our son went over there as a exchange student, and my husband and I went over as chaperones in 98, and then our family that we stayed with has been over to visit about 5 times since then. We've been over 1 time since then. And I'm looking forward to going back and staying with another family and getting to know them. It's just really a most wonderful experience for our students and the adults that get to host. Also, you just become family with the Zama students and their families, and so it's just a great thing to be part of. I've also served on the planning commission for Smyrna. So my husband was on the city council and also in Rutherford County School Board, Rutherford County educator. So we just love this community.
Of course, he was past chairman of the school board as well.
Yes, he was. For 5 years, he was chairman of the school board. So he was principal at Stewartsboro when Stewartsboro opened. So we're just a big part of the Smyrna community, and that's why we're here.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, I was started my career here with Nissan 25 years ago before I retired. I've been retired now since 2007. That's how I got started in this exchange program with Zama in Japan, because I spent many trips to Japan. So the company thought it would be a good idea if I was on the committee for the exchange program. So I did that starting in 1999 when the committee became part of the city as opposed to just a committee. And so I've been doing that since then. My daughter has hosted and gone over there. I've hosted and gone over there for this program as well as for work. And so I have lots of friends over there. I communicate with them on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, back when they had the Masters tournament, one of my good buddies over there likes golf, and so he was up at 5 o'clock in the morning watching the Masters, and we were talking about it online about what was going on. So that was quite interesting. So we're looking forward to taking students again this summer. We're going in less than a month, and there'll be 15 students and 6 adults going over there for 2 weeks, and we'll be staying in someone's home, so you get to see the real Japanese life as opposed to going over and staying in a hotel. And it's a really unique experience, and I've been doing it for a while. We've taken almost 300 students over the years and 90 chaperones, and so it's been a great experience, and we're looking forward to it again.
So, either one of you, I don't know which one would be able to tell most, but somebody just listening and they hear the Zama Sister City program with the town of Smyrna, kind of tell the history of it and what Zama is in Japan and how it became a part of the Nissan.
Well, Zama is a city in Japan. It's about 25 miles from Tokyo, but it takes 2 hours to get there from that 25 miles because traffic doesn't move very quickly. And it's close to Yokohama as well. Zama was chosen because that's where Nissan built vehicles, and that's where the main research was and design center was for Nissan. So that's how that city was chosen to be the sister city, and so the program has gone on based upon that over the years, and it's been gotten stronger and stronger, and and all the mayors in Zama and Smyrna have been very supportive of the program.
Morgan, you want to talk a little bit about yourself? Whatever you want to share?
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
My name is Morgan Surratt. I am going into my freshman year at Spruce Creek High School. I hosted last summer, and I had my Japanese students stay with me. And in a few weeks, I'm going to be going over to Japan with my group, and I'm just really excited. It's going to be so much fun.
Have you traveled much in your young life?
I've done some traveling with my family, but not too much, I would say.
This 13 to 15 hours, I guess, Amy, you said, depends on if you count the flight to Dallas or not. This 15-hour journey on airplane, is that something you're looking forward to or dreading?
Well, a long flight like that, I wouldn't say I'd be looking forward to, but I feel like the trip itself is going to be so much fun.
And you'll be staying with your student.
Yes, I'll be staying with the student I hosted last summer.
So tell us about that. How was that, having somebody come and stay 2 weeks with you guys?
It was so much fun hosting a student from Japan. And, like, she became, like, almost like a sister to me because of how much we were hanging out. Because at the end of the day, we were just two 13-year-old girls having fun in an exchange program.
So tell us about a little bit. Here's what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking about my kids, food and what you're going to eat. And when they came here with American food, how was that? Because obviously you've not gone over there yet, but how did she do with our American food and able to take care of her? She wasn't going to bed hungry every night.
No, actually, we would have, like, we would, like, go out to dinner. We would make food at home. And I guess they don't eat as much as we do over here. Yeah. So she would bring home leftovers very often. But we had a lot of good meals. We had, like, she made a meal when she came over here.
Okay.
And it was so good.
Oh,
it
really?
was honestly amazing. But yeah, food over there, I can't imagine it would be a problem because I'm not that picky.
Okay.
But I think it'll be good. Mm-hmm.
So how's your Japanese? Not there yet.
Not there yet.
Did your student was her English pretty proficient?
It's very broken English. Like, I could understand what she was trying to say.
Sure.
But there were some words when we were talking to her that she couldn't quite understand until we used, like, a translator.
Kind of like being at Smyrna High School, Dr. Sutherland, with so many different languages at her high school, she uses a translator through the phone. So, how about sharing how students are selected, chaperones get involved? Mark, maybe that might be your cup of tea.
Well, we look for students that are well-rounded and they get recommended by their guidance counselor or teachers at school. Most of our students come from word of mouth by other students that they're friends with, because we figure if the students that we have are good students that go over there, that they must be hanging around and friends with other students that are similar. So we want input like that, and then we pursue recruiting those students to see if they want to join the program. The program is a 3-year program. Basically, 1 year we travel over there, the next year they come here, and in the 3rd year we do fundraising to help pay for the trip, where approximately one third of the trip is paid for by the town of Smyrna funding. 1/3 of the trip is fundraising, and 1/3 of the trip comes from actually the parents' pocket, so they have a little bit of skin in the game. So it's worked well, that formula, for almost 30 years, and so we'll continue doing it that way.
Amy, could you talk about with y'all's experience and being able to go over there? Where did you guys stay? Are y'all staying with the host family as well, or how's that?
Yes, we all stay in a host home. Nobody's in the hotel except for the very first night, so we can get a good night's sleep before we separate and everybody goes to their host family. All the homes are so different, and they're different from our homes.
I wanted to ask you about that. So I'm picturing Karate Kid and sleeping on the bamboo floor. So
that's real.
Yes. Many are their homes aren't large, but a lot will be sleeping on the mats. Some homes have regular beds. It just depends on the family that's hosting you. But they all make you feel so at home, and they want to take care of you. And the city, they are like we did. We planned all the activities during the week for every day for the students and the chaperones. They will be planning the activities. Their city committee will be planning the activities. So our days will be filled with activities in Japan and doing learning the culture there. And then at night, we'll be with our host family, and they'll be taken care of. The students will be taken care of with their host family. The cool thing for me this time, last time in '98, I went with my son was part of it. This time, my grandson is part of the student exchange. So it's going to be kind of a nice memory to make for he and I to have together.
Right. Morgan, what are you looking forward to most? I mean, obviously you had somebody stay with you for a couple of weeks, so is there things you talked about or y'all talked about that you can't wait to get over to be able to see?
Well, I am really excited to meet my host family, the family I'll be staying with. But I'm also really excited to get to learn about the Japanese culture, their foods, their architecture. What do they do on the daily, just stuff like that.
So are they in their school year over there? Because I think it would be a total different season where it's our summer, it's not there. So how does all that work?
I believe they should be wrapping up school right now because our first 2 days in Japan, we'll be going with them to school for their last 2 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They have a different program. I don't believe they have what we call custodians. I think the students do all of not only do they do the subject matter, but they also clean the school before they leave as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. Morgan hasn't experienced that yet since she hasn't been, but she'll see that. But at the end of the day, the students clean the room. They clean the chalkboards. They dust the floors. They wipe everything down. That's the student. They don't have janitors, like you said.
I wonder how much the school system could save if we put our children to work.
Oh. Amy said, don't ask me.
Yeah, and Morgan's also thinking, it's not. I didn't sign up for that.
Nobody's here is going to touch that.
Yeah. Well, I imagine their schools are not like ours either. So
I suspect.
And interesting.
Probably as crowded, but not as. Yeah.
Interesting that, of course, we take our shoes off when we go in their home and put on house slippers. You do that at school also. The students take off their shoes and they have slippers that they wear in the schools, in the school building. So that's that was hard for me to kind of think, really? They take their shoes off too? But that's the way they do it. So,
Morgan, as far as when you hosted your student, as far as music and were y'all on the same page, or did she have a completely different music taste than you do or did?
Well, for music, it was definitely different because she's listening to all these songs in Japanese that are fast beat. And I would say I listened to more country music. Okay. So there was a big difference there. But I got to listen to what type of music she listens to, and it was good. I would listen to it again, but definitely not my first choice.
This is off the wall question, and I apologize, but is Elvis still a big deal over there like it was at one time?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, when we get ready to leave and come back, we have a farewell ceremony that we have, and we put on a skit the students do, put on a skit about music from this area, and one of the skits is Elvis.
Cool.
Are you the one dressing up as Elvis?
No.
I kind of see a little favoritism there.
All the kids are in the act. We're just watching.
I understand.
And we have a June Carter Cash with us today. She's gonna be June Carter Cash in our little skit.
That's cool. So mom and dad are not going. Is that correct?
Yes, they're not going with
Okay.
me.
I suspect my son Zach went years ago, and I also had a niece that was part of the program, and I have to admit, as a parent, as a relative, that's an anxious 2 weeks for us while you're gone. Not that you're not in great hands, but 15 hours away by plane is a little concerning for a parent.
It's a little better now because we have cell phones and FaceTime and all sorts of stuff where they can talk 24/7 if they want to so they don't get homesick. But
Sure.
Back 30 years ago when we went, you didn't have any of that. It was fax machine.
That's crazy. Talk about the houses a little bit. I know Tokyo is so many high rises, so being at 25 miles out, is it more like our area and actual houses, or what's it like?
They have actual houses. They're relatively small. They have all the same number of rooms, but all the rooms are smaller. As an example, a house that I stayed in and I'll be staying in this time, I have a fairly, what I would call a fairly large bedroom. There's not much in there besides the tatami mats that you sleep on, but the futon that you pull out of the closet and lay on the floor is what you actually sleep on. When you're done with your sleeping for that day and you get up, you roll it up and it goes back in the closet, and then it turns into a room that you can use for something else. So everything's done well so that you can make the most efficient use of the space that you have available.
You're not a spring chicken anymore, Mark. But I mean, do you sit on the floor to eat and socialize? I mean, I have two brand new knees, and the chance of me getting up and down on a regular basis is probably not good. So you manage that pretty well?
I don't have any problem getting up and down. I do have problems sometimes when you go to a restaurant that has a table that's about 2 feet off the floor and you've got to sit with your knees underneath the table. Sometimes that's a little uncomfortable, but a lot of those places, underneath the table, there's a recess into the floor where you can put your knees and put your legs down in there, and you don't have to sit on your knees. So those work better for me.
I suspect so. So as far as the food, of course, we talked Morgan about the food here with her visitor. As far as Amy, you've had experience with their cuisine, and Mark, I guess have you gone every year since the program?
Pretty much.
So as far as, I guess, the food is good for you?
I went 2 years ago. We took 4 students 2 years ago. And the reason we only took 4 is because those students were in the program for like 5 years, and they couldn't go and make their trip because of COVID.
Right.
So Zama made a special exception, allowed us to come over with 2 adults, 4 students, and we went over there for the same amount of time. And so I made my mind up when I went for that trip that I was going to eat everything. If it was in front of me, I was going to eat it. There's a few things that I try to avoid, or I have in the past, but on that trip I ate everything and I was successful.
I know.
And they try to fix what they think we would like too. Yeah. Now their breakfast, you're going to have salad, and which is very healthy, and we should try that. But there's going to be soup, fish, salad, those kinds of things for breakfast. But it's very tasty. It's good food.
So there is there any crossover as far as the traditional meals at all? I mean, is all of theirs is rice and fish and vegetables and stuff like that?
I mean, you do have eggs for, they do make eggs for breakfast and ham and bacon and stuff like that. But like Amy said, there is a small salad that they prepare, as well as a lot. They always like to serve bread every day. They sort of give me a different kind of bread. It's very good.
And I think they're trying to make us feel at home, so they're trying other foods too to present to us, so that we'll have enough food to eat. They are always concerned, did you get enough? But one thing that we learn too, when the students come here, they want to go to the Japanese restaurants. They like the boba tea, and they like the udon noodles. So they were always looking for places like that too. So food courts were really good when they were here, because they could choose to do something they're more familiar with too.
So Morgan, that's a good question for you. So when you had, what was your exchange student? What was her name?
Her name was Momoko Yoshida. She was so sweet.
Really? Mm-hmm. So what are some of the places y'all went to?
Well, we had our whole group thing where we went to Taylor Farms, like their factory. We went to the Nissan plant. But then we also had our free weekend with our students, and we took Momoko to Dollywood. And that was a good experience because we got to spend the weekend as a family almost, because she just fit in so well with everyone else.
With the rides and everything else. Is that something that she was been able to do in the past in Japan, or did they have like theme parks, that kind of thing over there? I'm sure they do, but maybe not to the scale of like a Dollywood.
They have a Disney.
In there in
Tokyo. Tokyo has Tokyo Disney.
That's awesome. Yeah. You've listened to, we're talking about the Zama trip through the town of Smyrna and partnership that they do with Zama Japan, but we're going to take our first break and we'll be right back with you in just a minute.
When the weather turns bad, minutes, even seconds matter.
This is an early heads up for southern Rutherford County.
Rutherford Weather brings you live radar and expert meteorologist insight, giving you the early heads up when storms threaten.
A lot of areas are going to see some impacts from this storm.
From analysis to live camera views, we keep you informed before, during, and after the storm.
I think the vast majority of the hail with this now is going to be quarter to perhaps golf ball size.
Rutherford Weather. Stay ahead of the storm.
This is Chip Walters, and I'm honored to be your 2024 MTAR Realtor of the Year. I'm with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, and like many of you, I've seen the real estate market shift and change. People often ask, Chip, what's really going on? Well, that's a great question, and I believe in answering with solid, factual data. So let's cut through some of the noise. I invite you to reach out. Let's have a conversation about your real estate goals and the current market trends in your neighborhood. You can find all my contact information at choosechip.net.
First Shot, growing in Christ with life and athletic skills.
So we teach God's Word at everything we do to implant it in them so that they understand that the only way to get through the world is with God on their side.
First Shot founder and executive director Andy Herzer.
Our focus is on our inner city here at Patterson Park.
From academics to athletics, First Shot's focus is toward building a stronger, more courageous spirit to face opportunities and obstacles that our youth confront every day. To find out more about First Shot, go to firstshottn.org.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Good Neighbor Events is brought to you by America Pest Control, Old National Bank, and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the law offices of John Day. For more than 30 years, my team and I have worked hard to help injured people throughout Middle Tennessee. Over that time, we've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. And if we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day for a free consultation And remember, there's no fee unless we win your case.
Let's check those WGNS Good Neighbor events. Beekeeping is growing in popularity, and a great way to learn more about beekeeping is to attend the Rutherford County Beekeepers Association meetings. They're on the first Monday night of each month over at the Lane Agri Park. July 7th is that first Monday, 7 o'clock in the evening at the Lane Agri Park, 315 John R. Rice Boulevard. Oh, the Parkinson Support Group meets on the first and third Friday of each month at the St. Clair Street Senior Center. Don't miss Main Street Murfreesboro's Saturday Marketplace, 8 o'clock Saturday morning until noon, all around the historic Rutherford County Courthouse on the Murfreesboro Square. And if you live in Smyrna, at the same time, there's a farmer's market at the Smyrna Depot. Both of those 8 until noon Saturday. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your American flag to WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
A heat advisory remains in effect. Sunny skies this afternoon, high in the upper 90s. Tonight, mostly clear, low near 74. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 84.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE's EV Ready program provides members with $50 in bill credits toward the installation of wiring to support 240-volt charging in their garages. Learn more at driveev.com.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And welcome back to the second segment of Tuesday Mornings with Rick and Wayne. And it's our pleasure this morning to have representatives of the Sister City program with the town of Smyrna, Mark Michelson, Amy Wise, and Morgan Surratt. And we've had a great time talking about your participation in this program. Zama and Smyrna have quite a bit of similarities. Of course, the Nissan plant front and center. There's a military base adjacent to Zama. Is that correct? And of course, we had Seward Air Force Base for during my time, and of course, baseball's huge there. You just got quite a few similarities.
Climate is also very similar.
So is it hotter than heck over there right now?
And very humid.
So this is not. Is this on the coast or
not really?
Pretty inland.
Yeah, it's not too far inland, but it's far enough inland where you don't get any cooling effects from the ocean.
Okay.
So talk about. I guess we talked about off air, and I want to bring it up here. So the new park that Smyrna did along Lowry Street, and the kind of there in the Depot District, I would say. But tell us about that park.
Yeah, that is Zama Park. We were talking about too over there in Zama. They've planted a tulip poplar tree for Tennessee, in honor of Smyrna, and we have Zama Park that we have in the middle of our town, just to honor our sister city. So if you go there, you can see that there's words written in Japanese as well as English. But that's why our park is there, is to honor Zama, Japan.
You brought up something interesting that former Chairman Wise was stationed there near Zama.
Yes, he was at Yokota Air Base for 2 years in Japan. So that was another reason we were so involved from the beginning with the student exchange, is because he had lived there, and then of course was stationed at Seward in Smyrna.
Wow. So did Rick? I don't know that. Did Rick grow up here and it just happened, or was it?
No, he grew up in Massachusetts.
So the Air Force Base basically
they brought him here.
Brought him here.
Yes.
You found him.
I found him. I kept him.
Well, that's up for argument, maybe.
You can only imagine. Talk about another thing we talked about off air, Mark. You were talking about bathing, the way they bathe differently than what we do here. But explain what it's like over there that Morgan's gonna looking forward to.
The room that they call the bathroom, it's basically a square room, and it's got a stainless steel tub in it that's very deep, and then it's got a tiled area right next to it with a drain in the floor. And basically, you sit on a plastic stool and you clean yourself. You bathe yourself. You use a handheld shower, and you get yourself all clean. And then after you're clean, then you go into the stainless steel tub, which is full of hot water, and you just soak and relax and whatever it is. And they bathe at night as opposed to in the morning, so it's just a little bit different. But it works. Yeah, I know one time I did something a little bit different. I decided I was going to shower in the morning, and so I got up early and went to shower, and there was no hot water. It was all cold. I mean, really cold. and they apologized when they came down because I took that shower cold, and they apologized because they turn the water on. They turn the hot water heater on at a certain time, and it makes instant hot water, but it wasn't on. And they didn't know I was getting up early. But it's all to conserve electricity and energy.
What a great story.
I can't only imagine.
A cold shower in Zama.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do a lot of conservation things like that.
Right.
And something else that I think Morgan will notice and our students will notice is there's no litter. They are so clean. Their streets are as clean as can be, and they take pride in that. And so I always want to point that out to our people that go over there, because that's how we would love for that to be here, is not to see this litter around the roadsides.
So I presume they have a robust recycling program there in Japan itself?
Back in 2018, we got to tour their recycling plant and where they incinerate, all the stuff that can't be recycled. They incinerate it. They took us on a tour of that facility. The adults, they didn't take the kids.
So as far as do they do that for energy, or is most of their power from a nuclear plant?
No, it's not from a nuclear plant. Since they had that problem back, probably
with
10
the
years
tsunami.
ago. Yeah, they have withdrawn a little bit on that front. But just in general, they have trash cans all across the city, with holes in the front, with symbols on it, where you put this kind of trash here and that kind of trash there, and so you're dividing it up when you get. So when they take it, they know where to take all that stuff to a different place.
Yeah, that's funny because we've talked a lot of trash on this show. It seems like with everything going on.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to have to invest money in the schools to have our kids, and that'll become normal for them. That'll carry on their lives while we take care of our trash the best we can. We're not recycling the best that we should be, and I think learning it young will help us as far as a country and a community here with our trash problem.
Well, our resources are finite. I mean, they are exhaustible at some point in time, and it just seems like the smart thing to do is to recycle.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have much choice because their country is about the size of some of our states.
Right.
That's true. Morgan, so we laughed about it and kidded about it earlier, but I want to get you to talk a little bit. So you guys have been meeting, the students, that is, y'all been meeting at the Smyrna Senior Center and preparations for going, and some of that is you're going to have to do this skit that you guys have worked on, and you're a part of that. Explain to us what y'all been doing to prepare for this and what this skit's going to look like. And
well, there's a lot of different parts that go into it.
We got 25 minutes left, so you have it all.
There's 3 main performances. Elvis Presley, oh my gosh, Dolly Parton, and June Carter and Johnny Cash.
Uh-huh.
So they all have theirs. Then we have 2 line dances, I think. 2 line dances. And there's a lot of singing and dancing, and just good times, even rehearsing. And I feel like when we go over there and actually do it before we leave, it's going to be like so much adrenaline rush that it's just going to flow. It's just going to be so much fun.
I saw a commercial maybe several weeks ago. It was a credit card, and I believe the individuals were looking at different things from Japan to Nashville, and then they showed them in Nashville doing line dancing. So I just wonder if that's as big a deal there as it seems to be.
I don't know that it's as big a deal in general, but when their students see our students and performing, they want to get involved. So as soon as the skit officially ends, all their students will come up there and they'll all start dancing together.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. So when do y'all leave? What's the schedule look like from here? It's coming up pretty quickly.
July
right?
19th.
July 19th, and you're gone 2 weeks.
So you explained that a third, and a third as far as the financing. As far as the fundraising, what did that entail?
We had lots of different things. We had the calendar fundraiser, where kids go out and solicit funds from friends, family, strangers, whatever it is, and they use a calendar to buy a calendar date, and each one's worth a certain amount of money. We had a spaghetti, I think it was spaghetti dinner, where we sold sponsorships for. We made $20,000 on our spaghetti dinner.
Oh wow!
Right,
that's impressive.
Right, it was our best one ever.
And we had a silent auction that night also that brought in a lot.
I was just sitting here researching a little bit, and I didn't know this had been around. It's maybe not so much for us as the town of Smyrna, but this dates back to Dwight D. Eisenhower started a program, correct?
Yeah, he started the Sister City in general program to make the world a better place to live, and we're just part of.
And we
that
come in
process.
1991. It looks like Smyrna entered into the first city. That's pretty awesome. I didn't know it was around that long.
So, has any of our students stayed with Nissan professionals there in Zama? I mean, is there a connection there between the Nissan Corporation and our children going over or coming, or their children coming here?
One of my best friends in Zama used to be an employee of Nissan, so that relationship's been there for a long time, probably predates the exchange program. And I have other friends over there from my work experience that I had with Nissan that aren't part of this program, but when I'm over there for this program, I have the opportunity to go visit with them as well. So there's a relationship there.
So do you have knowledge of what they have scheduled as far as the activities prior to you going? Do you know if you'll be going to the Army base, to a baseball game, to a wrestling, contest or something like that?
I have the preliminary itinerary. We are going to. We are going to the Army base. That's for sure. But we'll go to the City Hall. We'll go to the fire station. We'll take all the kids, and they'll put them on the ladder that goes up to about 4 or 5 stories, and they get to see the whole city from up there. And they bring them down. They bring another group up and come down. And so we get to do a lot of. We're going to go to look at Tokyo one day, and we'll go to the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is the it's first or second tallest freestanding structure in the world. You go up there and you can see around, and there's one floor you can walk out on, and the floor is glass, and you can look down and straight down to the bottom.
That's not something I'd be interested in. I'd stay home, I think.
And we got to go in that Tokyo Sky Tree several years ago, 2018, when it first opened, and we were one of the first groups that got to go because one of our liaisons over there, he used to be in the, I guess you call it the Japanese Congress. He used to be a member, so he's got connections. So we got to go like within the first week of it opening.
Oh, wow.
Do y'all interact much with the government there while your time there? I'm just curious how they're...
With the Zama government, yes. The mayor of Zama, who was new in 2023 when we went, it was her first time to experience our visit, and she attended many of our events, and so she had a good experience. She doesn't speak English at all, but still that didn't keep her from attending and having a good time and seeing what it was all about.
So do they usually bring any of their government officials when they visit? I know that Robert Mullins, when he was mayor of Smyrna, he went, and apparently they fell in love with him.
Yeah, he went as, even though he was the mayor, he went as a chaperone. Yeah, so we made him work. But,
yeah. Okay.
But yes, he went. They've had their mayor come once, and maybe a couple of other officials come just to visit. But as far as the program's concerned, they're a little bit different than we are. Our committee is all volunteers, and assigned by the town to be on the committee. Their people that run the committee over there, they're employees of the town, and this is their job to coordinate this trip.
So if someone wanted to become involved with the committee, thought they would love to have their child have this experience and their family to experience an exchange student, what's the process?
Every January, the town accepts applications for people to be on committees, and then the mayor reviews them and chooses people to be on the committees. So we as committee members rotate off some people rotate off every year, and then other people get to put on every year. As a matter of fact, one of our current students that's going this year, her father joined the committee. He was only allowed to join under one condition. He was not allowed to go on the trip. That was via his daughter's decree.
Oh.
Is his name Jason? Just checking.
No, his name's not Jason.
I got a rise out of Morgan.
Yeah, that got her. Morgan, what have they told you about? What are you most excited to go see when you're in Zama?
Most excited to see?
Yeah.
Probably their architecture, their buildings and their landmarks.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're interested in as far as when you go to the university setting? Are you going into architecture or engineering, or what's your field of endeavor?
Probably not architecture, but I do like to draw, sing, act, stuff like that. I would say I'm very out there, but not. I wouldn't say architecture is my thing. It's just interesting.
But the arts part of it sounds like that's something that intrigues you. I get it.
Just wondering, as far as a museum, is that something that would be on the itinerary?
Well, we go to a couple of museums. One is we go to the Nissan Car Museum. They have about 400 vehicles in there that date back I don't know how far it dated back, but to the first vehicles Nissan made. They're in this museum. The kids get to wander through it and look at all the vehicles and stuff like that, and see vehicles that they've never seen before. We do go to normally we go to a museum called the Edo Museum. Edo is a time period in Japan where the capital was located in a different place, and it's old time Japan compared to where they had the samurai warriors and stuff like that. We get to go to that museum, and it was a really nice experience.
I would love to see a martial arts demonstration there. I bet that would be amazing as well.
And there's been times where we've got to see that. They've taken us to the police academy, and they have various different kinds of martial arts with these some with these long sticks and various other things, and they wrestling and the taekwondo and stuff like that. They did exhibit for us.
Some of the students may get to experience that because they have after-school clubs and things, and so if your host student is involved in taekwondo, then they'll take our student with them, and they'll get to participate like that. My son got to do that when he was over there.
Yeah, and I think Hapkido and maybe Kung Fu are probably their primary martial arts programs too. So.
Let's listen. You're listening to members of the Sister City program with Town of Smyrna. They're actually going on the Zaman trip. You got Morgan Surratt's one of the students being able to go this week, and two chaperones, Amy Wise and Mark Michelson. I'm sorry, you're rubbing off on me today, Morgan. But we're going to take our second break and be right back with you in just a minute.
For the love of Tennessee at dawn. For the love of the fight. For the love of having nowhere else you'd rather be. For the love of Tennessee. Travel safe.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage as a service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
Kubota Orange Days delivers the savings you need for the life you love. Shop a wide selection of equipment at your local dealer, including America's #1 selling compact tractor. And get your perfect match delivered to your door. Designed for comfort and built for performance. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. Sales ending soon. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of Tuesday Mornings with Rick and Wayne. And we've certainly enjoyed getting to talk with to the chaperones and a student that are all involved in the Sister City program, where children from Japan comes to Smyrna, and we send chaperones and students to Japan. We were talking just off air that basically he had to do a reset with COVID, because at one time you were taking 20 students pretty consistently, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and everything goes to heck in a handbasket, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah, we did. We took 4 students 2 years ago because of that. They missed their time to go because of COVID, so we made a special exception and just took 4 students one time, but that was 2 years, so now we're taking 15.
So I guess you put everybody, I guess they have a special T-shirt, and so you can keep up with everybody. I know when I took the grandchildren to Disney a couple of years ago, we had some kind of little disc that we got from Apple.
AirTag.
Yeah, an AirTag, so just make sure we could keep up with the kids. So you put an AirTag on them?
No, we don't. We just have gold. We have the T-shirts, and this year the T-shirts are gold colored.
Morgan helped design our T-shirt this year.
Really?
Yeah.
So where'd you get your inspiration?
There wasn't much inspiration to it. I kind of just put things on like a canvas slide and tried to see what worked to resemble Smyrna, Tennessee, and I ended up coming up with this little design on the shirt. It's a guitar pick. I don't remember exactly what was on there, but I'm pretty sure there's like irises and sunflowers and just stuff that resembles both Zama, Japan for when we go over there, but then also Smyrna, Tennessee.
So I'm assuming we've never lost a child since you've continued to have the program.
Not for more than 5 minutes.
Well, and I've seen shows on on news programs where young children are getting on subway cars to go to school, and it's just the culture is to really take care of the young, to care for them, to make sure that they're protected. And so I guess our children being there, we benefit from that mentality as well.
They'll get to see it in practice, at least for the first couple of days they're there, because they'll be the last 2 days of school when we get there.
You talked about earlier a lot of stuff that y'all do over there. What's some of the stuff, like here as a person, maybe be a chaperone of a family, what's some of the tasks or things that y'all go do while you are here? Y'all go tour-wise?
Tour-wise? Well, we went to the Sam Davis home. We went to Taylor Farms. We took a ride on the General Jackson. I think we went to Chattanooga to the aquarium. We went through the City Hall of Smyrna City Hall. I think we went to the fire station. Went to Nissan. And there was a few other things. Maybe you could think about it.
We went to the Musicians Hall of Fame in Nashville, and the farmers market there, which they enjoyed that a lot. It was hot, but they enjoyed it.
I understand it's a big deal traditionally for the gifts that you take to the hosting families. So describe some of the gifts that you perceive will be given, or I guess it's an exchange of gifts, that they have gifts, you have gifts, that it's just a process.
Yes, our host students will be given a bag with their T-shirts. They'll get 2 of our T-shirts, along with Tennessee-made products like Goo Goo clusters and moon pies, things like that are in the bag. Some things from Smyrna, from the city of Smyrna, will have pins and buttons and things like that in those bags, and that will be given on the welcoming ceremony. At the closing ceremony, we'll be giving them a book. V is for volunteer, which is all an alphabet book, but it's all about the state of Tennessee. We have a city-to-city gift that will be given, which is a plaque that one of our fathers has made, a wooden plaque that has symbols of Zama and Smyrna, and a cutting board for the mayor that he's also made for us to give to the mayor. And if you go into our event center in Smyrna and look to the right, you will see a lot of the gifts that they have given our city is on display there, and they have our gifts on display in Zama that they've been given. Of course, then the students will also have a gift for each of the family members that they stay with, things that they've come up with that are special to them.
But gift giving is a big part of their culture in general. because when you go on a train ride or whatever it is, people are going to train stations. There's shopping places in all the train stations, so if they're going to visit somebody, they don't go anywhere without buying that person a gift.
I've got to ask you, in their town hall or city, is there a bottle of Jack Daniels in that case?
I don't know that. It may not be in their place, but there's probably some in their homes.
I understand, as far as the adult, that's a very prestigious gift for them to receive.
Yes.
So,
Or a golf club. I know that golf is such a big thing over there.
Guys, thank you for being here. Morgan, we just want you to have a great time, and traveling that far away from mom and daddy, that's a big deal. So I'm impressed with your with your desire to widen your horizon, I guess you could say. But have a great time, and Mark, Amy, great to see y'all, and y'all have a great time as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, who listened to our show. We'll be back with you as usual next week, and please stay safe out there with all this heat going on. And stay in some AC if you can, but have a great week. We'll see you later.
Rehydrate.
Premier 6